think the thing about music that makes the art of storytelling so unique is that music is the most powerful tool on the planet Earth. It's the most universal tool.
You feel that?
It's something that every person can feel, relate to. What inspired me to become a storyteller is the void that I saw in the industry for the content in which I produce.
Let me get that final shot.
And the experiences that I draw from to bring those stories to life, if that makes sense. My name is Tobe Nwigwe. Yeah, I'm an Igbo boy from the southwest side of Houston, Texas, by way of Nigeria. My mom is from Utaru, my dad is from Oka. I'm an Igbo boy. Che, 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 che. Igbo Quinn. And this is the Storytellers Spotlight. I feel like my evolution from a child to here is very peculiar in the sense of I had absolutely no real intentional artistic goals. I had no desire to make music. Now, I always loved music since I was little. All different genres of music, all different types of music. Some of the people that inspired me when I was younger are Fela Kuti, Biggie Smalls, Lauryn Hill, Bob Marley, almost every rapper from Houston in the late 90s, early 2000s. Chameleonaire, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, Scarface, Willie D, BBCC, Winans. Just artists like that. I have a wide range of inspiration, but I had no desire to ever make music.
Nwigwe leads the conference in tackles.
Once I got done with playing football, which was my only dream since I was young, I had to figure out who I was outside of Tobe, the athlete. I was able to discover my own purpose by disconnecting from the mania of the world, asking myself all the questions like the who, what, when, where, why, how. Why do I feel like this? Why do I act like this? Why was I passionate about doing one specific thing rather than the other? And once I got to the bare foundation of all that stuff, I was able to utilize all these different aspects and compile exactly what I feel like I am called to do. My purpose specifically is to be a conduit to the realization of purpose in other people's lives. I started a nonprofit centered around making purpose popular. And music was the vehicle that I chose to fuel or move my purpose to where it is right now. I think music is just the most prominent, powerful vehicle that you could use to move any message that it is that you have.
I would try to figure out who I am first and then move forward with discipline, perseverance, consistency, and a vision, and stay true to it.
Music for the movement, for me, means music that ignites, sustains, curates change. Point blank, period. Music that will give you the energy to do what is necessary to continue to do the work that needs to be done.
This ain't black versus white. This is everybody versus racist. What's up?
I chose music and I applied everything that I learned throughout my life when I was young, playing sports, which is discipline, perseverance, consistency, all of that type of stuff, to be able to do the things that I'm doing musically, because it's a lot to do it as an independent artist, and you have to be really passionate and focused and driven and all that other good stuff. I applied a lot of that I learned young throughout my years of football to my artistry, and they work in tandem. I was asked to be a part of this cultural phenomenon, which is the Black Panther. Awe is probably the best term that I can use that set upon my entire being. A state of awe is what I was in. I saw the first movie probably about 25 times, and I was just so moved by how unique, different, beautiful, immaculate, all of that it was. It brought a whole different perspective to the Black experience, the melanated experience, in which we can finally see ourselves as superheroes on screen because we are superheroes in real life. To be a part of the second one and have like a hand in helping bring another form of immaculateness, for lack of better terms, to life is just, it's an honor and a privilege. And who'd ever thought that it would happen in my lifetime. I definitely did. Doing a song on a soundtrack with Fat, especially Black Panther, such a monumental project, is amazing. But being able to do anything with Fat is the best.
Honestly, I didn't have the idea to become a storyteller. When I got with Tobe and we got married and everything, he suggested that I start rapping with him and, you know, doing the whole creative music thing. So it kind of came from him because I was just like, I'm okay. I'm good. But I'm glad that I agreed to do it because it's turned out to be a whole journey. So the soundtrack for Black Panther, it was like a really quick exchange between Ludwig and Tobe. Tobe got the word. He was like, all right, bet, I got it. And so he went to the studio. He started creating. And then he was like, Fat, you want to get on the track? I was like, of course. It's Black Panther. Why wouldn't I? And so we got in the studio and we just created the song together.
I know you on my bumper. I know you want my thunder. Why the balls wanna take a soda? Why the hell you want my cucumber? Why the hell I can't really hear myself.
Yeah, turn around. You gotta tell them to turn you up.
Oh, can you turn me up?
The process for creating a song was, for me, I think, extremely smooth. Working with Ryan Coogler, and they was able to let me hear the instrumentation that Ludwig created. Once I got the description from Coog, they was able to kind of walk me through the scenes.
Hey, where you are?
I was able to see and experience everything at the same time to help the ideas to just flow out of me and my wife.
Let's go!
I think we did 2 iterations of it just because the first one was a little, you know what I'm saying? This is Disney. So we had to like shift it a little bit, but it was beautiful nonetheless.
I think it's the rhythm of the actual music that makes it a very like strong and powerful form of storytelling. I think once you get a person involved in the rhythm and the pattern of the music and they enjoy it, then they can start listening to what you're actually saying and tune in a little bit closer because they are already feeling good from the actual music part of it.
Why the hell do I want to prep me?
Princess, there is a surveillance drone locked onto you.
The real message behind our song for Black Panther was really, they want everything that we have to offer. They want everything that we are, our culture. They want our fashion. They want our sauce. They want our power. They want our beauty. They want everything about us. But no, you can't have it because it's ours.
We got to add our own unique creativity to the project. We're not going to play no games with it. We're also on a project, you know what I'm saying, with Rihanna. Yeah, with Burna, with Tim's, with artists that have shifted culture in ways that are just beautiful and unique. So we got to be on a project with people that inspire us.
Being on the actual soundtrack for Black Panther, a movie that's such a staple in our like community and our Black culture, and then doing it with my husband, I couldn't ask for a better setup. Like, we're a part of history. It's amazing.
I got a special delivery for y'all in 3, 2, 1. Last one, Riri!
I definitely feel like Black Panther was one of the most essential, monumental, unique sparks to light the fire, to bridge the gap between Black Americans and Africans on the actual continent and unifying them to get on one accord for the betterment and advancement of us as one.
Gratitude. That's the word for today. Extreme, extreme gratitude.
I really think that Black Panther has empowered the Black community and people of color across the board, like in the States and overseas and everything. I think it kind of like united us in power to show like a different side that the media hasn't wanted to like show the Black community. that they're powerful, that they're creative, that they're scientists, that they're strong, that they're, you know, all of these different things that the media hasn't portrayed. I think Black Americans, they thought it was cool to be of African descent after that movie. It opened up fashion styles that they hadn't considered or they thought maybe was lame before, cultural dialect. They are interested in their roots now. I think that's empowering to know like where you come from and like to know the wealth and the kingdoms that we come from. And I think that Black Panther provided that gateway for them to start searching and finding out who they actually are.
Hey, Faye, you know how you be saying like, they be ask you like, what's my name? And you be like, his name is Tobe Nwigwe. Yeah, you never really said that, but you do say Toby sometimes. I want you to know that from now on, you call me Grammy nominated Tobe Nwigwe.
You're lying!
Can you imagine that type of thing? The reason why we're out here tonight, nominated for Best New Artist at the forthcoming Grammys in a couple of weeks, the man whose voice you would hear on Wakanda, the one and only Tobe Nwigwe!
For me to be able to go home with my immediate family and for them to be able to see Africa in a light that they've never seen it before was extremely important and special to me because I wanted them to be able to see home not the way other people paint the picture of home, but the way that it actually is in reality. With beautiful people who look exactly like you, who are doing all of the things that you can think of, who are running all the businesses that you could think of, who are creating all the things that you can imagine. My kids got to have just a fresh perspective. My wife got to have a fresh perspective and what's possible at home.
And we went to several different places in Africa, actually, come to think of it, within like a month, 2 month span. And it was a whirlwind. I saw like so much beauty in Africa, stuff that I would have never have known that existed there. Because in America, they don't tell us the beautiful parts of Africa. They tell us the beautiful parts of Europe and Asia and, you know, all those different places. But not Africa. Africa is just a village. I'm not even going to get into the type of things they portray on TV for Africa. But when I got there, it was beautiful. It was oceans off the like cliffs of the city, and then it was buildings. It was Black people everywhere buying and selling and running the whole continent. And they don't show that there. I was so empowered. And it was kind of like culturally shocking too, because you wake up and you see nothing but Black people. It's an anomaly to see anybody else. Like, they're minorities there. White people are minorities in Africa in different parts. And so experiencing that was like incredible.
But I definitely want to connect with all the artists who influenced me on the continent and put something together and really bridge together.
After I met Tobe and understanding who he is and falling in love with him and everything else about him, this whole experience has been mind-blowing. Just watching him create something from literally nothing. Being by his side through it all, helping where I saw fit. I knew that Tobe would be a great leader in some shape or form.
I told you I went to Michigan last week to meet with E about music stuff, about like where we going as a company. No, about the music stuff. I just want to say in front of all these people who you don't really know at all, I lied. I went to meet with your mama. Could you put that picture back up? And the rest of your family. And I told her that I'm gonna be with you for the rest of your life.
Fat is the best. Fat is the absolute greatest gift that I've ever received on the planet Earth. She is the best human being that I know. I feel like anybody who doesn't like Fat doesn't like themselves. I feel like she is one of the major reasons why I'm able to do everything that I'm able to do. She's a phenomenal mother, friend, wife. It's the best relationship that I have in my life. It's the most challenging relationship that I have in my life. It makes me be a better person, a better human being. I love Fat being pregnant. Yeah, she gets even more beautiful when she's carrying children. Yeah, she's the best mother. I like getting on her nerves sometimes. It makes her loosen up and it keeps her on her toes. She's the most talented person that I know too. Yeah, I didn't say that. I don't usually tell people that, but she is the most talented person that I know. I could talk about her forever. I hope we could go out together like The Notebook and grow old and lay on the same bed and both pass out at the same time. That's my dream. If I have to go before her, I hope she don't never find no another man. Yep. Hope she just become a nun and then go to heaven with me forever.
It's crazy, but I've enjoyed every step of the way, from sitting down and like braiding his hair where I'm off camera, my face is off camera, to like actually making like a debut on film with him, and then like actually rapping and, you know, being in a studio, creating music and traveling the world. It just keeps getting better every step of the way. And I would have been fine with just, you know, living life with him. That was my goal, just to be by his side in whatever we were doing. But who knew that we would be hugging and shaking hands with Beyonce and Jay-Z and all of these different people. You know, it just makes it that much better. But the real joy in all of it is doing it with Tobe. He's the best thing I could have ever asked for in my life.
Demon still gotta pay the toll around here. Big like keep heavy metal like Kid Rock, barrel of the cig hot, shoot to my wrist like if the opposition make a pit stop by the drip drop, get popped while some kid bounce playing. Being able to have my family with me is one of the most unique blessings that I have in my life. I know that it's not possible for everybody to move the way that I move, and I'm aware of that, and I honor, appreciate, and respect the fact that God has allowed me to really move the way that I do. It's one of the most precious things to me, just because my children will be able to see up close and personal how me and their mother operate, how we move in the public eye, how we do what it is that we do, and they'll be able to honestly say and have an experience like, yeah, my parents, my mom, my dad was exactly who they said they was. And that, like, I do not take that for granted. I love the fact that my kids, they'll be able to say from day one, from when they came here, yeah, we was with them everywhere. They was able to see how we operated and everything. There wasn't an absentee moment ever in life.
Every time, like, I get a moment, I really internalize the fact that this is an immaculate blessing to be able to move with my family the way that I do. My wife, kids, all my kids back there tearing up the dressing room right now.
To see everything and experience everything with us so that you can see, like, from infancy to being a toddler to being an adult, how we moved and operate in the midst of all the things that are happening.
All right, everybody hands up because Corona's still alive.
Family on three, family on me. 1, 2, 3.
Family!
When I was in college, we studied The Eyes on the Prize. It was the first time I learned about Emmett Till. And it just broke my heart to, I guess, come to the realization of some of the experience that we have as a people here. But when I dreamed of, man, just liberation, this is what it looked like.
People make some noise for Tobe!
feel like I'm truly called to speak towards the plight of people who grew up like I grew up, who have never saw a different perspective than the ones that it is that they've seen. And I genuinely feel like I'm called to show people that you do not have to operate the way that the majority of the world operates. You can stand on principle, you can have a vision, you can stay true to that, and you can do it your own way. For me, the power of being seen and heard is two things. I feel like young people in general, can only be what it is that they see. There's a lot of things that until I saw it was possible, I didn't believe it was possible for myself. I then had a different perspective for my own life and a different way of looking at different things.
Don't you feel good? Don't you feel strong? You know what I'm saying? Be happy to be whatever you is. Whatever you is, just be dope at being that.
It's extremely important just to utilize the voice that you have. Everybody's voice is different and specific to your uniqueness. Even if you're a twin, your voice ain't the same as your twin. You have your own unique voice that you are, I feel like, called to use. It's important for people to see, for black people specifically, no offense, to see what it is that we're doing, the way that we're doing it, to know that it's possible. It's very much so possible. Being nominated for a Grammy, having no foreknowledge of the industry, and being able to be in the position that I'm in now, being on the Black Panther soundtrack, like doing all this special stuff and not compromising, standing on my principles, having a vision, it's possible. I never saw it. I had to get out, get active, and understand like, oh wow, it's possible. My closing message to everybody will be the same closing message that I have all the time. Just die empty. Don't leave no potential on the table. Don't leave anything for tomorrow that can be done today. Like, live every day like it could be your last, because it possibly could be. So get active and make the most of every moment that you have.